Okay. I think everyone is connecting. We're all launching the recording. Yeah, I have an echo. Oh, I don't know which mic. Well, we'll see.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 Hello, everyone.
Okay, perfect. I think everyone is connected. So thank you so much for being here for this startup pitch session. Today our theme is digital construction, and we have the pleasure to have five solutions, five startups of our ecosystem, which will present those solutions. And maybe just to tell you a little bit more about Impulse Partners for those who maybe do not know us yet. So we are a consulting firm specialized in the construction, real estate, infrastructure, industry, energy, smart city, and engineering sectors. So our goal is to support corporate companies and investor companies in those sectors in their innovation strategy. And also we have open innovation support and of course our platforms, our corporate platforms, which the goal is really to make startups meet corporates and investors, such as today. So that is our main goal, and we really appreciate also being involved in innovation project management with for example, real estate projects, smart city tenders, or also spin-off R&D projects. So in the digital construction sector, we are really involved. It has been like 11 years that Impulse Partners has been working with corporates and also with startups. And we have an ecosystem of 1,000 startups in the digital construction sector. Some of our startups are really extended to some thematics that are of interest for you guys who are connected today, such as conception tools, visualization, modeling tools, collaborative tools, new construction processes too, robot solutions, and of course it involves everything which relates to IoT, 3D modeling, 3D printing, which is really interesting for the sector, and new methods. So you have a panel of some of our startups here. Of course, as always, if you want to meet them, if you want to talk with them, we are here to do that and to introduce you. So do not hesitate to contact us if some of these solutions are of interest for you. Well, without further ado, I'm happy to say that today we have the honor to have Lightway X present with us, Traxeo, Traster, Aaron Truck, and Final CAD. We will be talking about project platforms, tool management, 3D blueprinting, resource management too, and the digitalization of construction. So if it's okay with you, I think we can begin. We have around the table startups, but also corporate partners, and of course, Shimizu Corporation. Thank you so much for being here today. At the end of each presentations, do not hesitate to ask your questions, be it in the chat or directly by speaking. I think startups will be more than honored to answer if there are some questions. Without further ado, I will let Final CAD and David present the startup.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thank you for setting this up, and thank you for your time. I try to go in 8 minutes to have some time. I'm not sure we'll have time to do a live demo, but just to give you a glimpse of what we do at Final CAD. We help construction digitize itself. We know Japanese corporations are pretty keen to go on that, and they face challenges. So let's dig in. We can go next. So first thing we say is digitization is in all on our minds, in all what we read, what we push forward, but we still rely a lot on the use of paper massively on site, and you often see tons of paper, and you see the paper-based process are pretty strong actually, and it's difficult to change. So that's what we're working on. If you go to the next slide, we can see that we can share the view that we use outdated technologies and siloed technologies to work, like emails, like WhatsApp or equivalent, sometimes Teams, sometimes Microsoft SharePoint, a lot of different platforms, and we lack of unified information and sharing a big and clear vision into collaboration. So we have a lot of small tools that doesn't work together and that are not custom for construction. So we miss that, and this is what we try to do with Final CAD. We try to build a collaborative platform, which is we can have a view on the next slide. We have two main publics, right? We need to convince to bring value to site users. So this is the field part on the left of the scheme. And we try to have a unique platform for people, like a super app for construction, to tackle all the process and data in one place. For people to use it very simply, it have to be super ergonomic, self-service, fully customizable and simple. This is what we work on. And as cheap as possible to make sure anyone can afford buying a license to modernize its construction processes. Once you've said that, you also have to comply with corporate level, how would you say that, requirements or needs. So you want something that's for the company point of view, and this is the right part of the scheme, something that is usable, and when you can monitor the performance and usability by your teams, something you can industrialize and make sure any one of your sites or agencies or subsidiaries reuse. So we put a lot of effort also in the templating of processes. So if you build factories for a client in 10 countries, for example, like we did with some Japanese clients, you make sure your standards procedures are applied everywhere. And we build that on a scalable and long-term technology. So that's it in a nutshell. This is why we call it one. Go to the next slide. In a glimpse, we show you a demo on a phone, because it's mostly a mobile app, or first a mobile app. Everything you can do on the mobile side, on Android, on iOS natively, you can also do on the web browser, of course. So you work both on site and in the office with Final CAD. It's real-time synchronization, like on WhatsApp, but unlike the majority of mobile software, it's 100% offline. So it's pretty robust if you want to work in a networkless area, even for days. So you work on plans, you put pins on plans, and you bring documents with you. You can fill your forms, you can customize them, and you can even embed a chat within the app without having to leave your construction context to open WhatsApp and chat with your teams. So it's really a complete software, and it's more and more complete every day. And it's also available in multi-language. So this is something super important. We do have Japanese and also a few other Asian language, like Vietnamese, Thai, or Chinese. And you can have multilingual capacities on a project, and we know it is something important on your international activity, because sometimes you work, for example, in Mexico, and you want to use both Japanese and Spanish, and with Final CAD, this is something we can talk about. Just an overview on this platform, and I'm really sorry for the mess of the layout, because it's hard to explain something big, and I apologize for that. What we can see, if we go from the bottom, we have a strong technology base, and we can go in details on each line, but you can read that afterwards. We have management modules at a company level. So what is everything about templates, dashboard, SSO access to make sure everyone can embark fluidly. workspaces to follow the structure of your company and subsidiaries and different trades. And for the user, operational modules are very complete. So we have project, plans, BIM model, document management, all our modules, planning, reports, etc. And something important that I will talk a little bit just after is modules are customizable, so you can create your own modules. All that is accessible universally. So we also have, apart from the web and mobiles, access within AutoCAD and Revit, within the production tools. And everything can communicate back and forth with your information system through our public API. So it's a pretty strong foundations, we'll say. Can you go next? So in a nutshell, this is an example in construction that we can bring use cases from the very beginning of a site until maintenance and operations. The color code is for players. You can see general contractor in blue, specialist in orange, etc. So I won't go in details because we don't have time. But we have a lot of use cases we can build and develop on a company. Next. I was talking about module personalization. A lot of the time, construction software specialized in one or two or a few construction processes. And what we see more and more is people asking to use their own vocabularies, their own modules, their own way of working within our software. So we bring personalization, and this is an example of about 30 different modules we can have within a single project to make sure you have everything in one place. So I need a further demo if you want to dig in about that. So a platform across all devices, you've seen that already. Can go a little bit further. I think we're almost there. It's super simple to start. So this is what you see, a five or four task checklist for a company point of view, a user point of view. It's really, you can set up in 1 hour if you want. You can really start quickly. That's it important. In a nutshell, we can see on the next slide that we have strong adoption of our software. We've been doing that for 10 years in 35 countries. You can see here of our most prominent users in the general contractor landscape. We also have a Woodland project in Singapore, which is really big. It's the biggest hospital in their construction, I guess, 300,000 square meters. You can go next, please. We also have some experience in Asia because we have a subsidiary in Singapore since 2015. So you can see a few logos and you can recognize yours. We have some Japanese customer in all of that. So interesting to notice. What we can see also on the next slide is we've done a study on our ROI, which is rough number, 38 hours saved per month per user. We can go in details on that, but it's really based on what our customers are saying, mostly saving time, not wasting time and doing double entries or moving too much time on site. Can go next. I'd like to share just after that. I'm not sure we'll have time for a live demo. Just after that, we have some 3-4 slides on the shared history. We've been working together already with Chimzu, with a few champions inside the company. So I've highlighted a few projects we had in Singapore and India, mostly for QA/QC handover and sometimes for defect liability period. Sorry, there is a bug. There is no user named SDF on GSK facility and Marina Bay Sands. So you've seen we've had a few experiences with you. I've put 2 testimonies and user feedback, and the results are crazy on those sites. You see almost 1,000 Singapore dollar of savings, 60% reduction in paper waste, 8 times faster to generate reports. So it's crazy, and the use is huge. Almost 44,000 pins within Final Cut. So this is really a huge project, and you can see the next one is even better. So we can discuss with you maybe afterwards if interested about that. In a nutshell, and this is the next and last slide. This was from these figures was given by Shimizu after an internal study on ROI. And yeah, the savings and the results were really great. So yeah, we'd be happy to talk again. And I hope I'm in my 8 minutes. The annexes were for reading only.
Thank you so much, David. If you want to share your screen with the demo, please do.
Okay, I still have a few minutes to go.
Yeah, no problem.
Perfect. So I'll share my screen quickly. Mm. So you should see my screen. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the left you have my my browser with web application. On the right, my phone, which is connected to my computer. And I'm showing both of them on the same time because you can see that it's an instant synchronization between the two of them. One thing I can do is I can use the software in several languages. So what I'll do is I'll change my profile in Japanese. In Japanese in the app, I think it's this one. So you can see it's available already. And on the right,
Yeah.
I'll stay in English.
This is the Chinese.
Sorry.
It's not the good one. Yeah, in the middle.
Okay, I quit.
Yes, this one.
Yeah, below Italian.
Okay. Better. So I hope the translation is good. We had some reviewing by the internal Japanese, so I hope this is all good. So you can see your project here. I go really quick. You have your different modules you can use here on the mobile app. Activity feed to tell you what happened, and you have the same on the mobile side. It's really customizable. And you can embed all your documents, all the documents you want to share, and you have them also on the mobile side. For example, it can be an XLS file, it can be whatever you want to embark on the mobile side. It's very versatile. All the drawings you want to share, even BIM drawings, are accessible both offline on the web and on the mobile. So it's really powerful to use on either on the palm of your hand on site or on the web. If you have some pins on your project, say you will see them on the same way on mobile or on the web. I can show you that. So you see also you can hide pins, or you can have annotations on the drawings also. Really powerful. You have your different modules, and it's super simple. If you have a quality control to do on a wall, just open the pin. Sorry for the French. You have your dedicated forms that you created with your own language. You have integrated onboarding for user to learn quickly, and it's fully customizable. So this is really helpful. You have access of all information you need on site to collaborate. You can assign to a company. You can assign to someone especially, and you can set a status. Yeah, so it's very versatile, and everything you see is customizable. You can review everything from the mobile app, say all your tasks. You can review and batch edit them quickly on the web. So let's say I want to review fixed to make sure they're not done. I know that on the 9th floor, they're okay. So I can multi-select them and say, okay, all these are completely, I don't read Japanese. Yes, I'm good. All these are solved and I can mass edit everything. So it's super flexible and fast when I want to work on all those kinds of items. I can also chat directly within the software. So if I want, I can have, let's say, discussion with site teams. I can say, okay, please update on floor 2. And he can come back to me and discuss with me in real time. On mobile, it's the same. We can, it's done. We can reply live, and it's live between the two platforms, so it's really instant. And sometimes I need to prepare reports for my customer, for my team on a weekly basis. So I can easily set up this. I can do all the features I want. I can say, okay, I want a PDF by subcontractor, for example. I want to filter on the modules, on the statuses, on the companies, etc., on the assignees. And I want to schedule the generation of reports, for example, on a weekly basis, on a daily or weekly basis, and I can select the day and the hour of generation of this report. So it's really simple. Oh, yes, Ezat is replying. So I can thank him for that. It's really simple to collaborate real time.
Thank you. Thank you very much, David, for this demo. We have a question. Yeah, we have a small question. May I get a price list? Is asking Shimizu Corporation.
Yes, we do have our pricing on our website already. So it's transparent. You can go and check right away, and we can discuss if you want supplementary services, which are mostly setup of projects which are based on human days, and API enablement, which is a separate quote. 90% is available on our website directly, and I'll be happy to send you by email.
Perfect. We'll wait for the answer, and then we can pass to the next startup. Of course, as always, do not hesitate to activate your micros if you want to ask some questions or just to type them down on the chat. Okay. You have someone writing down. Perfect. Thank you, Daisuke. Anyway, I can get feedback and who from my colleagues who have already used your platform. Perfect. Thank you so much, David. Well, now I will let Sebastian present us Heron Track. Sebastian, do you want us to share our screen or do you want to share yours?
As you wish. What's most comfortable for you. I have my presentation ready, but you can also do the one with you. What you have? Okay,
you can share yours if.
Okay.
If that's easier for you.
I have more control then.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here.
You see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So yes, hello everybody. I'm Sebastian, the founder of Heron Track. Thank you for having us here. Before I start the presentation, maybe quickly explain you the name Heron Track, from where it's the origin. So Heron in ancient Greek means tool. So we track tools. Basically, we do a tool management solution for the construction. How did we come there? Yeah, 15 years of experience in construction, wandering around how they manage tools. And I came to the constatation that they have all the same issues. So they have on one hand, lost and stolen of tools. Basically, the tools are not there anymore, so they need to invest in new equipment. Everything what is security on the work field, we see that the quality of the tools are not always in good shape, and so there is a lack of following up maintenance and inspections of tools, and of course, and maybe the most important, knowing where are your tools, inventory management, who's using what tool. The stories that people they take some power drill from the warehouse, they work with it, they just pass it to another team, and the warehouse manager doesn't know where it is, start to call around to find the tool because they need it for a specific work. And so basically they're losing a lot of time. And what we bring and our focus is operational efficiency. When we look to the world, we have a lot of theft in a value of 2 billion euros that is stolen in Europe, and it's for 10 billion. Excuse me, there is a microphone open. I have some background noise. Thank you. And so basically there is the need of taking care of that. So more than an anti-theft solution, we bring a solution to better manage assets. It starts with the ability to have a view on the planning, on the maintenance, to predict the need of maintenance of a tool so that we can augment lifetime of tools. We make an inventory, so we locate every tool, where is what, who's using what, and this we do it in an automatic way. So we manage to take away the worker out of the equation, because we saw also by experience that if you ask to a worker to make an inventory or to write down that he used some sort of tool and report it, they won't do it because it's not in their KPI. And as last point, we make connections with ERP systems through API to have a view on the effect on the real costs of using tools on a project, and so not putting just a general budget. Our solution has two parts. We have a hardware part, so we have different type of sensors. Basically, depending of what tool, we go from a small electric hand tools till cranes. And so we have 6 different, from a €2 coin till a bigger tracker. And then on the other hand, we have, of course, the software, web, as well as mobile, with native development in Google and Apple. So what is it what we do? We're going to tag the tools. We made it also so easy that everybody can manage it totally themselves. So that's a very important factor, because equipping the tools, you need to have some flexibility. And so the warehouse manager or some workers, they just can install it themselves. The first technology we use is Bluetooth. So we install a mobile app, and automatically we connect with our device. Basically, we did our own Bluetooth protocol that force automatically the app in the background to identify the tool and to send a GPS position via the network of the smartphone. So the worker doesn't need to open the app, doesn't need to walk around and scanning everything. It's just automatically bypassing and connecting to the Bluetooth sensors. We can a little bit compare it with the car kit in your car. When you just enter your car, your Bluetooth is on, your mobile will automatically connect and you can start to call, but this is a little bit similar. In the cars, we put a Bluetooth tracker that has a SIM and that has a GPS positioning, and in the same time we're scanning what is present in the van, what went out, what went in. And on the warehouse, we put a fixed Bluetooth gateway that will have a permanent view what's available in the warehouse, what went out, what went in. All this data combined to our platform, and there we make optimization via algorithms of the positioning of assigning tools to people. And so if you take a case that, for instance, a worker needs a specific drill, he can reserve via the app. The warehouse manager checks if it's available. He validates that it will be ready for tomorrow. They just pick it up. They won't need to open the device. It will leave the warehouse. So we know at 6:45 it left the warehouse. It went in the truck at 7. He drove to the work site, arrived there at 8, and start to work with it. All this with the different modules that we have to read the Bluetooth sensors. And then we have an extra layer, and that's via Sigfox, where in case of theft, the tracker can send himself his position and activate a sort of tracking system with every 10 minutes GPS positioning to be sure that you can find your stolen tool and to have it back as fast as possible. So behind that, there is a mobile application and a web application. When we look to the community level that we have network effects, is that by adding more and more users to the platform, it's also free. We can cover first a standard work site with 3 apps. We can almost have 95% coverage of, and so every worker that has the HeronTrack app will scan for every customer of HeronTrack. So everybody's sharing location automatically. You won't see the device. It will be anonymized in the platform, but you will give an extra GPS positioning and triangulation capacity. We so what makes our success is that we combine short range and long range. So the Bluetooth and on the other hand, Sigfox with also possibilities of NB-IoT to have a better precision as well as indoor as outdoor. Why Bluetooth also? Yeah, it's a very strong, stable technology. Even with a lot of metal around, Bluetooth will still work good. And everybody has, of course, a Bluetooth reader in his pocket with a smartphone, and that makes that entry level is very low for our sector, that is the construction. And then we have a monthly fee, and to avoid to have, can we have the price this year? Is the price €1 for a tracked tool, and when it's anti-theft is €3. One of the most important points in a company, we believe, is also the team behind the expertise of the team and also the complementarity. So we have a WizKid tech guy who is our CTO with a lot of experience in a Microsoft platform. We use Microsoft IoT Hub and Azure, so all cloud-based. My co-founder is a technology. He comes from the telecom and has a lot of experiences with connectivity and with choosing the right technologies. And then I'm more a business sales with 15 years of construction in telematics. And I think that's it for the presentation. I saw that my predecessor had also the possibility to give a mobile demo. So I will, if I have still some time, or if you want to first have the questions and then do the demo. I don't know, Zineb, what are your thoughts?
Yes, yeah, of course. Sorry, we have some mic problems here in Paris. With pleasure with the demo, and we have one first question waiting for you.
Okay, so I will then quickly share my screen for the platform. My demo won't be so fancy as the one before, and unfortunately I can't put it in Japanese, but that can come in the future. So basically what we do is that you come on a map, you have a view where all your tools, you have different type of filters where you can quickly, I'm looking for a container, for instance, you just use and you see where is a container, if it's used or not, you see who is the owner of the container, and you can quickly have a view. You can also link equipment to vehicles. For instance, the fixed equipment, you can link it to warehouses and so on. So you can, for instance, ask for a vehicle of where are the different tools, and then you see that a few tools are on this side, and other few tools are on this side. So you know that if, for instance, a person forgets a tool on a site, you will have that view, and we can also activate some notifications. It makes inventory very quickly because you know, even if a person will stop, you know that all tools are back to the company, and you don't need to look around for tools. We have, for instance, we can have a view of what is present on the work site, what is in repair, what is, so operational, quickly have a view on everything. A lot of reporting. You can have a view on different type of reports. You can, for instance, again, always look around for the inventory by owner. So to see, like, basically this car has, or this person has these tools, and then you just have a view on who's using it. This is the team leader. You see what are the data coming from the car, from the warehouse. You see also if it's on a site, you see also what site, and then you can have a better view. We as many users as you want with different rights, and then we have in the planning software, we do the inspections to guarantee the quality. We make interventions, we make the reservations. If I take on a month, so you have a view, and then you have a list. So people ask, for instance, for an intervention, you can really see for a certain tool. Well, we did already 5 interventions on this tool. how about inspections? Okay, we see that the last one was fine, so no worries. And this tool was often reserved by people, and then you can also see who's using the tool. So all these is of course integratable with ERP, and voilà. I think I did my quick demo.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sebastian. One first question: is it possible to check whether leased tools were lost, or it has already been returned to outside factory?
Maybe I don't understand the question exactly. What is
if it is, yeah.
Sorry. When I lease a tool from outside company, who leased a tools, so I wonder that I can check if I lost the tool or I already returned back to the factory, the outside factory.
You will see at any time where is a tool. If there is somebody who forgot it on a work site, or if it's lost, you will also see what is the last position. So if somebody takes it, somebody would steal it, and the last position would be like 10 hours ago, you can get an alert that it's that something wrong is happening, and then you can activate the anti-theft, and then to have again new position come automatically to get it back.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Because I had an experience that I lost the tool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And would it be possible to have the lifetime of batteries in tags?
Yeah, so you have the different type of sensors, and then you have so the average lifetime is 5 years, depending a little bit on the different type of tools. So I have this is our smallest one. It's like the 2.5 centimeters. We put that in power tools. This one has a changing battery, so you can replace it. It has 1.5 years, and the other tools. This one, for instance, this is a 5 year. We have another one is 8 year. So we have different type of equipment based on. Yeah, I'm looking for. This is 8 year. So it's 5. It's all small, and depending on which type of. So on the power drills, you will put the small one on ladders, compressors, containers, vacuum cleaners, Karcher, and so on. You're going to go for this one. If you more expensive material like machineries and so on, you can put this one. So we depending a little bit on what is the purpose, what is the dimension of the tool, you add more the proper type of sensor.
Great. And another question, sorry, is it able to be geofenced and alarm sound when we leave the area, that area?
Yeah. So the blue zones you saw on the demo, that's the geofence. You can make automatic geofence creation when you import from an ERP with a 100-meter radius, or you can really design it yourself quickly with some dots based on the position, and then you have notifications, alerts. When there's suspect movements, when you forget something, for instance, you have your tools need to always come back, can't stay on the warehouse on the work site. You can have an alert you forgot this tool based on entering or leaving a geofence, for instance, but also based on time.
Perfect. Thank you. And one final question: do you think it is also good to use in hospitals?
Yeah, it's a question I get often, and of course there are some competitors, but some other companies do the similar things, and they are focusing on the healthcare and on the hospitals. So we decided to really focus on the construction, and so we do everything around construction. But yeah, the technology works perfectly in also in hospitals with indoor tracking and gateways. It's even more easier in hospital because you can easily install fixed gateways, and so you can make coverage. And then once it's out of the hospital, you can make an alert. So yeah, of course.
Great. Thank you so much, Sebastian. Thank you for presenting us Heron Track. And
Thank you.
Thanks. Well, I'm happy to introduce to you guys Lightwire X and Guy, who will present us the solution. Do you want to share your screen, or do you want us to share it for you?
Yeah, I can share a screen, but just
Okay.
one comment. Just one comment. I was introduced as a US based company. We are an Israeli based company, so it was just one comment about.
Perfect.
Okay, so
Thank you.
I will introduce you. Just a moment. You know what? You can share my screen. You can share my presentation. Something happens here. I don't know why. Maybe this time it will work. So, do you see my screen? Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can see now.
Okay. So, the problem that we are solving is a very simple problem, which is the gap between the office where architects are designing construction plan using digital tools and the field where workers are working using traditional ways like holding a meter tape, a laser leveler, pencil, and this gap, the rework that is caused by this gap, is considered to be $500 billion per year. Now, we are not trying to solve all the problems that are caused by this gap. We are trying to focus on the layout stage. So the time that it takes for worker to understand the digital plan and to know where to position elements in the surrounding. So it needs to do some measurements that takes a lot of time. And this work made by the construction workers is prone to errors because there is a human intervention in the laying out process. So we can also assist in reducing significantly the rework that is caused by the misinterpretation of the plan or misimplementation of the plan. Last problem is in many cases the as-built in the field is slightly different than the plan. So when you have a plan that does not match the as-built, then you need to have some adjustment on in real time. So Lytx developed a very simple but sophisticated to implement solution. So we developed a robotic system that projects any digital plan onto any kind of surface, whether flat or curved, using laser, and we keep an accuracy of 2 millimeter up to a range of 10-meter radius. So we increase productivity by at least 400%. Sometimes it gets to 1,000%. And we lower the cost of errors by 75%. So this is what Lytx is doing. Let's understand the flow. So first, we upload the digital plan to Lytx Cloud. So when we upload it to the cloud, then from the cloud, we download the plan to our mobile app that we developed. And in this mobile app, we can do two things. First, we can store the plan with all the layers of the plan. And second, we have a joystick that controls the robot when we are positioning our device. And after, when we project the digital plan onto the field, we can do something else. We can also scan the surface and then return this data back to the architect. So we are bridging the gap between the office and the field. Here is some example that were taken on site by using our laser projector. Here is how our mobile app looks like, a very intuitive mobile app, easy to use. As you can see on the left side, we can choose the element that we want to project. This is how we do it. We project it. We can edit the plan and store. Sometimes when we do adjustment in the field, when we do adjustment to the plan, we can store it as a new layer of as-built. It's important to remember a few things about Lytx. First, our accuracy is 2 millimeter. It's very difficult to get into this accuracy, because the difference between being accurate with 1 centimeter comparing to 2 millimeters is huge. So 2 millimeters is very difficult to get, and we are accurate 2 millimeters up to a range of 10-meter radius. We can do what normally takes construction companies 5 days, can take us 1 day, and we save a lot of time doing it. What is actually the use case for using our technology? So we find out that those who really need, those who have the pains, are the MEP, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing contractors, or drywall contractors. They are our perfect customer, and they have all this problem of laying out digital plans. As I mentioned, we are 4 times faster, a minimum 4 times faster. So what it takes Lytx, if the traditional way is laying out a 120 running meters, with Lytx you can do 500. So we are really quick. At the end of the day, it's about saving time and saving cost. With Lytx technology, you can reduce significantly the cost and build right first time, without need to do some rework on top of the layout implementation. Our short-term business model is leasing our technology. So we are actually leasing our technology, and we have 2 programs. And the 2 programs is a 3-month leasing or 12-month leasing. So if you take 12-month leasing, then you pay every month, but every month you pay per day. So the cost per day is $625 in the US, and the cost per day, when you pay for it, you have to have at least 6 days per month. You must use our technology a minimum days of 6 days. However, you don't need to pay more than 12 days. So if you are using our technology for 20 days, you will only pay for 12 days. So you are paying per day in a 1-year leasing program, and for each group of days you pay monthly. So so I already mentioned it, and I think that I will leave time for answers. So for questions, sorry. So please feel free to ask me any question that you have.
Thank you very much, Guy, for this really interesting presentation of Lytx. We have some people writing down the questions. Of course, if you want to activate the microphones to ask them, do not hesitate. And in the meantime, if you have additional information, Guy, about Lytx, please feel free to add any useful information. One first question: can Lytx be placed anywhere in the building, only on the flat floor?
So Lytx can be positioned anywhere in the flat, or maybe it's like large commercial floor. So you can position it everywhere. you need to position the device. It takes 3 minutes to position the device. We position the device using 3 reference points that appears both in the plan and in the field. So you can find on every floor 3 reference points. What we do is we click this reference point on the plan, and then when we project a laser beam, we move the laser beam using our joystick until it tap this point in the floor. So we do this 3 times for each reference point, and then using mathematical algorithms, we can know the exact position of the device. Once we know the exact position of the device, we can position everywhere we want. We can project on the floor, we can project on the ceiling, we can project on the wall. So this is what we are doing. We can project anywhere. Even if the surface is not flat, we know how to compensate for the curves using mathematical algorithms.
Very clear. Thank you. Another question is being typed.
Can I just speak it out? I think it's faster. So you say that the placement you have, like, you took some point of reference when you place, and you take like 3 minutes to kind of set up the tool. So you place the item and you like choose the point of reference by yourself in the like iPad or something like that. Is that right?
Sorry, I couldn't hear so good the question. There was some disconnection.
Really? You know. Okay. I will just type there.
Perfect. Some disconnection. Yeah. From our part 2, we'll have it written down. Okay. We'll wait a few seconds. I have another person from Schneider Corporation who is connecting. To choose the point of reference, you must choose via iPad or something. So if there is a human error, it can strongly affect the accuracy.
Yes. So let me explain how you do it, because it's a very simple process. Normally, we don't see like human mistakes in the positioning phase. So in the position, you can hold your mobile. It could be a cell phone, or it could be a tablet, anything. So in the mobile app, there is the plan, and in the plan, there are reference points that appears both in the plan and also in the field. So we tap the point in the plan, and then we move the laser using our joystick that is embedded in our app. So using our joystick, we move the laser beam until it tap the reference point in the field. So then we save this point. Then we go to the second point. We touch the second point, and then we move the laser beam until it taps and the reference point in the field. We do it 3 times, and then we know our exact position. And normally, because the laser beam is projected like a cross on the floor, and when you move it with the joystick, we have never seen somebody who is doing mistakes with moving the joystick until the laser beam touch the reference point. It's very simple.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Guy. Okay, if it's okay with you, we can pass to Traxeo and Charles, who will present us the solution. Hello, Charles. Do you want to share your screen, or do you want us to share it?
I can share mine. It's okay.
Okay, perfect.
Great. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you and very happy to be here. Thanks for the organization. I will. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So, hello, I'm Charles Ahody, so CEO of Traxeo, and I'm going to present today a glimpse on Traxeo and what we do. So we are a resource management platform for the construction industry. SaaS platform, of course, connecting your mobile resources with your company as well as with your partners. A couple of key numbers on Traxeo. The company that was founded in 2008, we have 200 plus key clients, more than 10,000 tracked assets, 100,000 workers, more than 100,000 workers and 17,000 companies managed in the company, and about 40% yearly growth these days. We are a team of 35 people, mainly based in Europe, Belgium, France, and Luxembourg, focusing on the impact of Traxeo, of course, on our clients. The three key missions that we have are to connect work sites and workers by simplifying complex and administratively heavy business process in order to accelerate the reactivity and ensure safety, empower workers in their daily jobs, and of course, increase the productivity in office and at the job sites. A couple of key references so that you understand a bit with what type of companies we work. So we work with companies like Eiffage, Réponse, Basics, and so I would say a lot of large general contractors, but also more and more large subcontractors and specialty contractors. So what is our offering? So we are focused on the construction industry, and so the key stakeholders that we tackle are site teams, main contractors, subcontractors, and developers. The key needs that we focus on are safety, productivity, compliance, and sustainability, and therefore in Traxeo, we centralize three main offerings, pillars that are Traxeo on-site resource management, in which we have presence control applications, personal registry, smart contractor portal, field productivity app, access control, on-site learning systems. Yes, then the second one is Traxeo Mobile Workforce Management. It's a pretty large HR suite with resource planning, so which resource have to be on which work sites when, time and activity tracking with I would say a couple of different ways to track time and activities at a different level of precision. Absence management, field reports, and then, of course, I would say, HR activity analysis, which is really treating the data that we collect from the field in order to process it and make sure that people get paid in the right way. And then finally, the third pillar is fleet and asset management, where we also do asset planning, fleet and machines tracking, tools tracking, and equipment reports. And then, of course, also the treatment of the data in order to automate as many internal processes as possible. Our focus is to really develop a full suite of very ergonomic tools with the right, the right interfaces for the right users on site at the office or manager. And today I wanted to focus on one use case that we have, which is the personal registry tool and document management platform that we have. What are the origins of that? We in I would say in Europe, we saw at our clients key needs around managing the legislation and worker safety on site. And so the couple of key points where our clients wanted to collect mandatory documents of the workers from subcontractors, share mandatory documents of the workers to clients on time, ensure the availability of all the right documents, avoid fines if they had controls on site, ensure legal order of the work sites and the workers, and of course, and also ensure the daily declarations and control to ensure that there is a dynamic management of the resources on the work sites. And so therefore, in the past years, we've been developing a platform called My Legal Docs. And the objective of that platform is to connect and certify construction workers. We've built that platform with a couple of key partners, I would say technological and legal partners, industrial partners, and also with financial support. And the objective, of course, is to link the workers on site, the central office, the management of the work sites, and also in Europe and specifically in Belgium, you have the social administration, which needs to get all the presences on a daily basis from the construction companies. For that platform has seen pretty massive growth in this year and last year in Belgium and France, because of a very strong ROI, more than 120 workers. 120,000 workers that are managed on the platform, and as I mentioned before, more than 17,000 subcontracting companies managed now in the platform. Couple of key concepts. As I mentioned, here you have 4 key stakeholders. On the top left, the social security, which is I would say the website on which every worker that arrives on a work site needs to be declared. And so we manage that declaration based on a number of different ways. It can be through planning, it can be through badging systems on site, it can be through mobile apps. Then on the bottom left, you have the presence control for worksite management. So that's a mobile app that allows the worksite manager to see all the subcontracting companies that are present on his worksite with the detail of the workers, the administrative profile, if they are legally in order, if they have received their introductory training, safety training, and can take a number of actions on that. On the bottom right, then you see the document management, I would say the central management platform for the office, where basically the HR, the secretaries can have access to and see all the workers' profile. And then on the top right, you see, I would say the subcontracting chain, where all the subcontractors can have access to the platform in order to manage their documents and share the documents to their clients, I would say to one or all of their clients. So it's once they manage the document in the platform, they can use that for all of their clients. And so in that platform, we have modeled a number of things. We have defined, and it's possible to define a lot of different administrative profiles. If you take the example of Belgium, for example, we have more than 23 profiles of workers. The key concepts that needs to be managed here are the nationality of the employer, the nationality of the worker, and also the type of contract. And based on that, we can define the profile. And then we have included in the platform, of course, the legislation, where basically we say to every subcontractor, if your worker is from Europe, from Belgium, if your employer is from Europe, the worker is from Belgium, and the contract type is an employee, then it's an admin profile 15 on the top on the right. And basically you need a proof of identity. These are the documents that are valid for that. You also need the proof of work, and also same, these are the documents that are valid for that. Then, in order to optimize the management of these documents and go, I would say, from document management to data management, we have worked on making sure that I would say going from the document to the data is as easy as possible, and therefore we work with artificial intelligence in order to help the software, the platform, recognize all the right data points that are needed for the management of the worker. And so we train the platform to recognize more and more documents. We have very good, I would say, recognition rates. And of course, the more you have documents, the better the recognition is. And so, yes, I will maybe afterwards show you quickly the platform and a couple of examples. But so the idea, of course, is to say you drop a document in the platform, automatically you have it depends on the type of document, but if you take a Limosa, for example, in Europe, the platform will detect the name of the employer, the VAT number. We will check if the VAT number is valid. We recognize the name, first name, last name, the national security number, number of the documents, the type of document, the date of the document, the validity date of the document. And from that, we create real database management, and we can track the legal order of all the workers that are coming on the site. And immediately, if you have a document that expires, there will be an alert. They can be alerts that are sent to the subcontractors to make sure that the documents are getting uploaded and better managed. And then with the interface for the worksite managers, that's really a tool that is very useful to ensure the worksite manager that he has a site that is in order. He can choose his worksite. He can see the list of presence. You see here are some indications on, okay, the admin profile. Is it green or red? Is there a hand showing that the worker needs to be taken out of the worksite? And then has he got his introductory training, safety training, and he can of course have access to the profiles of the workers, to the documents. He can ask for signatures in case of the introductory training has been given. And of course, if there is a new worker on the worksite and that the worksite is not closed, he can create the person immediately on the field and declare the person to make sure that we have it in the database. Voilà, that was a bit the use case I wanted to show today. We have that platform live in Belgium. We are working more and more to establish it in France. The key work in order to put it on a new country is usually to have a project with a company in order to understand the legislation, create the model, the data model, in order to then start to collect to set up the platform and collect the information.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Charles, for this presentation. Does anyone have questions for Trester? For Truxeo, sorry. I think it was really clear. Sorry. Well, thank you so much. Of course, if some questions are coming through, type them down, and I think Charles will be more than happy to answer directly on the chat. Thank you very much. And to conclude this session, we will welcome Omri, who will present us Truster.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here. Can you see my screen now?
Yes,
Okay.
I see Gregor's screen. Do you want to share yours?
Yes, please.
Okay. You can take the lead on that.
Did you set me as a?
Normally, you can share it. Yeah.
Oh. For some reason, it doesn't let me share. So just a sec.
Yeah. No problem.
Let's try to bring it down here. Okay, so I'm guessing that you will share it as for some reason. Let's try it one last time. Okay, so you'll share it because from some reason, I don't know why.
All right.
So hi everyone. I'm happy to be here today. My name is Omri Sorek. I'm the CEO and founder of Truster. We are a command and control system, basically focused on the working environment. Thank you. So the company was founded by I think we call it the collide between construction and technology. Myself, I'm a fifth generation to construction and builders family. My co-founder, Ofer, is a communication system engineer and a tech entrepreneur for the past 13 years. We created the company in order to create visibility in on an industry that hasn't met it yet. In our everyday life, we see visibility from our finance, working. If you want to know your financial status, you just go onto your banking app. If you want to order a taxi, you just go on Uber. You see where the driver is. He sees where you are. Payment methods are clear, and even the music preferences are clear. But unfortunately, that's not the situation in our industry. And when any function from the site management layer goes into the site every morning, they get to know the working environment again and again and again, and they don't have the information that they need in order to make an educated decision. Truster focuses on enhancing construction site efficiency and safety, and we do so with two clear goals. One is improve the profit margins for developers, general contracting companies, and construction management firms. And the second is raise the safety standards in order to save more lives. We collect a lot of valuable information from the working environment, analyze it, and provide what we call construction intelligence, which is basically data-driven insights provided for the site management so they can make the educated decision-making process, as I mentioned before. Today, we're fully operational in 3 locations, the US, UAE, and Israel. Next, please. So as we see it, and I'm sure you know it, the industry and the site faces many challenges. We feel that efficiency and safety primarily derive from unplanned event awareness, conveying the status between the different functions on site, tracking resources, and I specifically mean personnel, tools, equipment, and materials in the working environment, controlling the day-to-day operations, and finally utilizing the data in order to create a data flow and a data-based decision-making process. Next, please. Our solution is an integrated construction operations platform, basically applying zero-touch digitization, enabling complete visibility, and you'll see visibility is our core value. We want to make sure that everyone knows at every given point of time who's where doing what with what tools, equipment, and materials, and you'll see that as I go along in the slides, and basically emphasizing the visibility aspect. What's very unique about the system, the fact that it's a plug-and-play solution, there's no need for pre-existing communication or electricity, and we combine IoT that was designed for the working environment with construction management applications. Basically, everyone in the working environment carries a tag on him, communicating with 2 types of BLE beacons, the zonal one that, as you can see, is battery based for 5 years, so there's no need to replace it even in long projects. And the second one is the equipment beacon, basically also transmitting in a BLE transmission picked up by our personnel tags. Everyone on site carries this. This has two communication systems, basically both BLE, but also LoRa to communicate the information to a single gateway that is the only unit in our system that requires running electricity and some sort of connectivity to the cloud. Our tags are with very unique algorithms and battery saving algorithms and need to be recharged every 8 to 12 months. Inside the tags as well, there's an accelerometer, a biometer, and a gyroscope, so we get the status of the employee at every given time. And we even have a safety feature implemented in any one of them, which is our safety button. You press 3 times and an emergency distress signal will be sent out to the closest manager, the safety manager, and whoever you decide that gets the information. Our goal in life is to minimize the time between unplanned event happening in the working environment and management awareness. And the entire system was designed under two key principles: ease of implementation. The entire system implementation takes between 4 to 5 hours, including software, IoT, and everything additional. We just did a 60 floors tower here in Israel in less than 4.5 hours. It's self-implemented. And the second is ease of use. And as you'll see, the system in its entirety was designed as a clock on the wall. Look at it, understand the site status, and go by your day. Next, please. So the product divides into two. The C squares, we call it, the command and control, basically the dashboard that site management looks at when they want to get information from the site itself. And this brings them 4 core capabilities: oversee, know at every given point of time where is everyone, what tools and equipment are they using, and what materials, their locations and allocations; analyzing the information that is collected from the working environment itself, understanding the situation and the status of the site itself; measuring work sequences and comparing actual versus planned using our last planners I'll show in a minute; and finally reacting immediately to site status, shortening the time frame, as I mentioned before, between any status or any event happening to site management ability to react. Next, please. The second part of the product was actually a byproduct that we understood when we started the company. We wanted to get the numbers behind whatever is going on in the working environment. And very quickly, we understood that no one has that information. And once we tapped into our data sources and we started to analyze the working environment, we started to provide our clients with a periodical analytics that is basically a McKinsey BCG type report that sets benchmarks for changes and improvements, cross-site and industry standard comparison, and gives a very short and concise overview of what has happened in the working environment for the last 3 months, bottlenecks and issues that needs to be attended, but also things that are positive. Next, please. So the first core capability that I'm going to touch, and before, maybe a word before, the system has 3 layers of information: the real-time status, the work plan where we have the ability to compare actual versus plan, and last is the summaries, both the immediate ones that the site management uses and the periodical analytics. The first capability is the real-time resource allocation, basically, as I mentioned, powering and giving the advantage of knowing at every given point of time who's where doing what, etc. Next. Next, please. So as you can see, the dashboard. Thank you. As you can see, the dashboard itself divides into 3 sections very clearly and easily. On the left, you can see an overview of the site itself, how many people are present from each trade group, the management and equipment being used. The middle section is the side view of the building. Of course, this accommodates to any type of project. So if you have commercial, office, residential, infrastructure, multifamily, it doesn't matter, we know how to adopt it. And showing the location and allocation of the resources, as well as every dynamic working area, i.e. scaffolding, elevators, and any basically type of area that you'd like. On the right, you can see a safety log portraying both live and resolved events. And the last section refers to the work plan widget and the work plan that we'll touch in a minute. Next, please. we jumped a lot. When clicking a specific floor, a floor plan will open up and show you the micromanagement of the area itself, so you can make a better decision based on the information that is most precise. Next, please. The next core capability is the work plan generator. Basically, based on the last planner concept, we created a scheduling ability that allows everyone to communicate in the same language. They know exactly who needs to do what, where, and this also provides you with the second layer of information, which is comparing the actual versus planned. Next, please. Creating the work plan is super easy. You just click. Next, please. You can see it, the creation process, putting the information, nothing out of the ordinary. We do not create additional overhead and any additional work to any of the teams. If you do use a scheduling app, Incredible will connect to it using API, and there's no need to double input information. In its entirety, the system will not take information that is already reachable by a different data source. So all the very incredible tools and solutions that were presented before could be connected to the system, and we can connect to them, basically sharing the information. Next, please. As you can see on the right side, you basically have the ability in the work plan widget to control the daily operations and the things that are happening on site, understanding what's overdue, what's delayed, what has been completed, and force complete certain activities or expand their duration in order to make sure that they are happening in your time frame. We believe in the three time dimensions: the work plan, or the project Gantt, on basically portraying the entire project's scheduling. From that, we break down into milestones and the work plan itself that derives from that. And finally, the last layer of, or the last dimension of time is the actual. So this basically enables us to compare the work plan and the actual. Next, please. The site safety system basically has 120 different conditions that it constantly checks. So if someone walks into an unauthorized area, uses an unauthorized tool, both behavioral but also environmental. So if someone is working on a scaffolding in a very high floor and there's strong winds coming in, the system will inform the safety manager that he needs to put everyone inside into the building itself, making the working environment safer. We can connect any sensor that is being portrayed in the working environment, including humidity, noise, pollution, etc., etc. Next, please. The last capability, or the last core capability, as we call it, is the smart summaries. We basically wanted to take all the information from the working environment, chew it, analyze it, and provide a very concise and easy situation that you can look and just understand. Next, please. As you can see right here, you can see the executive summary basically portraying work resource analysis, the activities analysis, and the safety management abilities. So you know at every given point of time, if you walk into the system and this updates in real time, you'll know exactly how many people are from each trade, for how long did they spend on site, their resource allocation and location, and where were they during the day, the progression of the different activities and who's responsible, but also in terms of safety, who, where, when, and why each safety issues happened. We can go forward with the subcontractor analysis, as you can see here, analyzing each subcontractor. Next, please. Also, the work plan analysis, you can jump all the way to the impact, please. Next. Exactly. So the main impact that we want to create is achieving goals and cutting budgets, preventing delays in schedules and save substantial financial cost, accelerate the response time to on-site events, shorter cycles for drawing conclusions, and better risk management. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Omri, for this presentation of Truster. We have a question being typed down, I think. In which geographical areas are you present?
So what's very nice about the system is the fact that it's plug and play. We can send it all over the world, and we're accommodating to every territory. Currently, the system is deployed in Israel, the UAE, in the US, and we have one project in Europe that it is about to commence, and we're in communication with actually 2 additional Japanese general contracting companies to initiate projects together.
Okay. That's perfect. Thank you. When all electricity is cut off due to leakage, for example, is it possible to identify which equipment is leaking off due to water?
Yes, of course. So the system basically, when electricity, if I'm understanding the question correctly, when the system basically there's no electricity in the working environment, the system will continue to collect information and send it to the cloud. So even if you don't have electricity in the working environment, you can collect the information and see it in real time using the mobile application, or if you have a computer that is battery based. In terms of leakage and water, we do have that capability of identifying critical issues and identifying what caused specific issues, but it determines on it varies between tools and the capabilities that you want to understand with.
Okay, this is very helpful.
Thank you.
Very clear. Okay. Thank you so much, Omri. And thank you very much. If no one else has additional questions, I wanted to thank every one of our speakers for being here today, for presenting us FinalCAD, Heron Track, Lytx, Traxeo, and Truster. We will send you, of course, the contact of the companies and the speakers. And if you want to discuss further some collaborations, I have seen Sebastian asking Charles maybe if they could talk. So that's also the goal, to see if there are some collaborations possible between startups and corporates. So do not hesitate. We were here for that. So I wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank everyone for being here this morning or this afternoon in Japan. And as always, do not hesitate. If you need us, we are here to help. Thank you so much.
Thank you for organizing. Have a great day.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great day. Great afternoon.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.